His MVP. Golf swing, right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb into first. One swing. Drive. It's tied. Seager smashes the ball down the line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field. Way back there. Good again. Corey Seager does it again. It's Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you in the bottom of the seventh inning. 2-0 ball game. We have got the Rangers trailing. We've got Young up to bat. Sonny Gray still in the ball game, obviously trying to throw now 7 shutout innings. Let's see how this one finishes up. But we will bring you the commentary. We'll bring you the play-by-play as best we can. Josh Young going down swinging on a pitch way outside. Josh Young now 0 for 3 on the day. Not his best day up at the plate. Rangers, by the way, shaking the lineup up a little bit here. We have Corey Seager now moving to the 2-hole. We have Wyatt Langford remaining in that 3 spot. Josh Young, Alejandro Osuna. Osuna 0 for 1 with the walk. He steps in. Line drive, nice play by Mason Wynn earlier today. Otherwise, Osuna would have had, I believe, his 3rd big league hit. What's good, everybody? Thanks for hanging out today. We are going to get to your comments, your questions. We obviously will wait a little bit, let some people make their way to the show. Going maybe a little bit earlier than we normally do, but day game today, bottom of the 7th inning. Let's see how we finish this thing out. Sonny Gray, he is at 83 pitches. So, I mean, look, depending on how this goes, as Osuna serves one into center field, almost a carbon copy of his 2 hits that he already had. Osuna with his 3rd big league hit. We're going to have bottom of the 7th, 1 out, 1 on here. And now Berger coming up to bat with a chance to tie the game. And wouldn't that be nice? Big D 51, what's good, man? Gonna end just like always, man? I hope not. Sure hope not. We will see. Good to see all y'all. Let me get into my intro before we get too much further, as here's the pitch outside. 1-0 count. Here at Right on Rangers, we cover everything sports, but we put a big emphasis on all the teams we love from the great state of Texas, including the Rangers and especially the Rangers during MLB season. Thank you for choosing Right on Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. Drop a comment, drop a question. We'll get to it eventually, I promise. Pitch 2, and that one is painted on the corner, and we're going to have a 1-1 count here quickly. Jake Berger, 1 for 2 on the day with a single earlier on in the game. Rangers have only 1 opportunity today with runners in scoring position. It's been one of those games. It's been one of those games. Jake Berger is going to wave at strike 2 on a pitch that was about half a foot outside the zone. Pretty nasty slider. Osuna leading off that one. Card guy, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. That would be probably an option at this point. You know, Josh Smith has been a little up and down, probably a little more down if we're talking about a bigger sample size of maybe the last 15 games for him. We shall see, but look, Osuna lead off, I think, would be actually a pretty brilliant move. I'm not going to be surprised to see it. I do agree with a lot of y'all. I mean, this happened earlier this season when we scored a bunch of runs. It does feel like anytime we score double digits, it's followed up by an extremely low-scoring affair, and that's what we got on our hands right now. Jake Berger, 1-2. Here's the pitch from Gray incoming. Maybe ball 2, slider in the dirt. Berger not chasing. If Berger is able to avoid the double up, then we'll have Haggerty and Simeon. Simeon 1 for 2 on the day. Haggerty 0 for 2, following up his 3 for 4 performance. Haggerty and Simeon 7 for 8 combined last night, by the way. It's a good tandem to have at the bottom of the order. I think Jake Berger is going to want that one back. He's going to swing and miss at strike 3 here. That was a hanging little slider right down the middle from Sonny Gray. And I'll tell you what, the Rangers have done this a number of times today. Sonny Gray has not been perfect today. He has hung probably, I would say, several pitches. And this has kind of been the story, right? The Rangers just not able to take advantage, not able to connect with the pitches right down the middle. Higgy, a couple innings ago, he had 2 fastballs right down the pipe. Fouled off one of them, popped up the other one to end the inning. Rangers just have to do a better job taking advantage of some of these pitches that are right down the heart of the plate, right over the middle of the plate. You have to punish that one if you're Berger. I mean, that is a home run ball. And here's another kind of hanging one out over the plate, but right to first base, Haggerty now 0 for 3 on the day. And the Rangers are going to waste the single from Alejandro Osuna. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Is it going to be Cole Winn again, or are we going to be bringing on somebody here? Cole Winn, by the way, inning in 2/3, 2 strikeouts, only 1 base runner allowed. Cole Winn is on a heater this year. Had not allowed an earned run in AAA when he got the call up, and he's come up to the big leagues, and he's continued that trend. Jackson, I did too. I did think that maybe yesterday really was the start of something good. And look, it's not like it isn't per se. I mean, you would have liked to have seen the Rangers follow it up with at least like 4 or 5 runs. Like, you didn't have to do another 10 spot, 11 spot, but could we at least have gotten 4 or 5 runs? Like, seriously, right? Look, it's definitely in line, though, with what the Rangers have done this season. There was another game that they had where they scored double digits, came out the next day, and we're back in the same spot. Almost the exact same spot. What's good, everybody hanging out? Like I said, drop a question, drop a comment. I will get to it as we go. Patrick Corbin, beautiful outing from him. And Patrick Corbin has now extended the Rangers streak of starting pitchers allowing 3 earned runs or less to 21 straight games. That's right. The Rangers have had a starting pitcher allow 3 earned runs or less in 21 straight games. It's pretty incredible. It is an incredible number. We think we've joked often on the show for all of us that have been Rangers fans for a very long time. Can you imagine in the early 2000s having a 21-game streak of starters allowing 3 earned runs or less? Totally unheard of. This is a very foreign type of Rangers baseball to many of us, but here we are. And looks like Hobie Milner is in the game. Okay. Hobie Milner, 222. Hobie Milner, the GOAT. Let's go. He is going to be facing, let's see, Nootbaar, Wynn, and Donovan coming up. So some good Cardinals hitters here. And I believe 2 of them are lefties, so that makes sense. Mason Wynn, a righty, but Nootbaar and Donovan, both lefties. Milner gets that sweeper over the plate. Strike 1 right at the knees. Jordan, I hope you're wrong, but look, the negative part of me definitely is thinking the same way you are right now. Josh Young is going to camp under a pop fly from Nootbaar, out number 1. Hobie throws a few pitches, gets the first out. Mason Wynn coming up to bat right now. On the day, Mason Wynn 1 for 3. Believe he had a double earlier. Yes, he did, off Patrick Corbin, his 9th of the year. And Mason is going to look to add hit number 2. Hobie Milner, hopefully with something to say about that. Hobie's been pretty phenomenal this year. I think you have got to really, really tip your cap to Hobie and what he's brought to this Rangers bullpen. I mean, I don't know, out of all the options, I think Robert Garcia, in our minds, definitely a guy that stands out as being locked down, pretty shut down. I think Hobie Milner's number 2, right behind Robert Garcia at this point. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing Hobie Milner in the 9th inning. That is how much I trust him right now. And hopefully he'll do me proud This is going to be a tough one. I think Mason Wynn's going to reach. Didn't deserve the hit, but he's going to get a hit for this one. Kind of deflects off of Hobie Milner's glove a little bit here. Hobie's probably going to wish that he would have been able to glove that a little bit better. Mason really doesn't deserve first base on that one. Totally gets the soft liner. Hobie just kind of awkward position with the comebacker. Just awkward positioning. Like clenched up a little bit and just can't get his glove all the way down on that. Should have been an easy play for Hobie. So unfortunately, we got a runner on first here. Hobie's going to come back firing right down the middle. Brendan Donovan 0 for 2 on the day. You guys heard me sing Brendan Donovan's praises last game. And look, I'll do it again. Brendan Donovan, if the Cardinals do happen to go in the tank before the deadline, I would absolutely love to have a guy like this on our squad. Hobie's going to check on Mason Wynn. This has been an issue for Texas, right? And you've got a 2-0 ball game right here. You really don't want to make it 3-0. So if you can keep Mason Wynn at first, that would be extremely ideal here with the heart of the Cardinals order coming up. You got Contreras and Herrera on deck. That should have been a strike. That was absolutely painted on the outside corner. This umpire has been inconsistent. Definitely not the reason the Rangers are losing this ball game, but the umpiring has been inconsistent to say the least. Yikes, man. Donovan's going to foul off a fastball here on the inner half, and it's going to be a 1-2 count right now. Chris Martin was really good. Sports craziness, I'm with you. Appreciate the comment, by the way, man. You know, Chris Martin, definitely I would put up there in the lockdown category. I think it's Garcia, Martin, and Milner right now. I mean, I guess maybe Cole Winn as well. Brendan Donovan, man, it looked like he waved and he went at that one, but they're going to give him the safe call down at third base. Let me see this replay here. That is close. I think he just held up on that one, did Brendan Donovan. That was a close one. 2-2 count still, Hobie Milner to Donovan. Tried to paint the fastball on the outer half, a little bit outside, and it's going to be a 3-2 count. Again, Wilson Contreras coming up next, Cardinals first baseman. Sure would be nice to have a double play ball right here. Come on now. Donovan jammed a little bit, but Wyatt Langford camps under it in center field, and there are 2 outs here in the bottom, or the top, of the 8th. Contreras coming to bat. The whole series, Nick, I'm with you. It has been pretty much the whole series. Jackson, I appreciate that, man. Look, I would love to be a sports announcer or commentator. It's kind of fun. I get to do the best of both worlds doing this. You get to be play-by-play guy, color commentator, get to give my opinions, right? Some of the Rangers announcers, look, Baxick's great. Dave Raymond's great. Obviously, Jared Sandler, Nadell, all those boys are great. When you're working for the team, though, you can't quite let it rip like I can and like some of the other Rangers content creators can. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. Appreciate you tuning in, bro. Thank you so much. So we got right now a 1-1 count on Wilson Contreras. Contreras 1 for 2 on the day. He had a double as well off Corbin, his 10th of the season. Remember, the back-to-back doubles got the Cardinals their second run. Hobie Milner, the GOAT, just nails down that 8th inning, man. Easy. Should have had a 1-2-3 inning. Hobie Milner, what can you say about him? Dude's been one of the best relievers in baseball, and no, that is not a hot take. Hobie Milner has been one of the best in baseball this year. He's not going to get a lot of attention on MLB Network or ESPN or anything like that. Dude has one of the best game logs you can look at. 2.13 ERA on the season. Doesn't get any strikeouts, but he goes 1 inning, 1 hit, and it shouldn't have even been a hit. Great job, Hobie Milner. We have got to get some runs on the board. Whitney, we're trying for you. We're trying. I know all the Cubs fans out there right now are big-time Rangers fans. We're trying. Hey, Philip, what's good, man? Thanks for joining in if you're still hanging out. Jesse, appreciate you if you're still hanging. Yeah, we're trying for you, Whitney. We're going to see if we can get a little late inning magic going on here. You'll be at the game tomorrow. Very nice. Very nice. Hey, all y'all going tomorrow, getting to see Jacob deGrom. I am super jealous. Super jealous. Good on you. I've said all year long, if you can go see Jacob deGrom pitch at home, please go. Please go. You're watching one of the greatest pitchers of all time whenever you're in attendance, when Jacob deGrom is on the bump. JJ, what's good, man? Back at it again. Back at it again with the 0 runs scored. Just how it goes. Be it a Rangers fan right now. It's highs and lows, peaks and valleys. And let's see, Cardinals are throwing Phil Maton out there right now. Sonny Gray done for the day, and he dealt, man. The reverse jinx did not work last night. We tried to throw the reverse jinx on Sonny Gray. It didn't work out so great. 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 10 strikeouts, 1 walk. Sonny Gray was incredible today. Great pitching performance from him. It's unfortunate it had to come against the Rangers. Unfortunate. Here's Marcus Semien. He's 1 for 2 on the day. He's going to take pitch number 1 low. Not particularly close from Maton there. Maton in 23 games, 0-1 with a 2.57 ERA. So he's been pretty good for St. Louis. Let's see if the Rangers can break through. Semien 4 for 4 last night. Incredible performance from him. And you just really hope that second half Semien has been activated, right? You just really hope second half Semien is here to stay. We all know Marcus Semien, a better second half hitter, almost an 800 OPS in the second half in his career. 725 OPS in the first half. It's a pretty big difference. 75-point difference first half games and second half games. Marcus Semien, 800. You're getting right on the edge of above average there with that OPS too, by the way. 2-1 count. Marcus Semien's going to wave at, looks like a curveball right at the knees, over the heart of the plate, but right at the knees. 2-2 count for Marcus. Keep Young away from Maton. Maton was who broke Young's wrist. Oh, gosh. It's Mayton. Mayton? Like that? All right, Cameron. Help me out. I have a hard enough time keeping track of all the Rangers pronunciations. Mayton? All right. We'll go with it. We'll go with it. I appreciate the help. Simi's going to try and pull an off-speed pitch that was probably a ball. That's the kind of stuff that we want to stay away from. Mayton, 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 whatever. We're good. Let's just call him Phil for the sake of argument. Hey, if that's the worst thing I do on the show today, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Hey, Simi's going to take a walk here. I mean, look, 1 for 2 with a walk so far. Hey, I said it on the reel that I posted today. I said it on the reel. If Semien's hitting well like this, I think there's going to be that conversation. Do you move him up? Does the heater he's on, the little mini heater, does it warrant getting moved up or not? Higgy is up right now, and Higgy's 0 for 2 on the day. He is having a little bit of a tough time, I would say, right now at this point. He is 0 for 2. Again, 236 average, 603 OPS. I cannot say that I'm feeling great about Higgy right now, but I hope, as I like to say, just to spite me, he hits a 2-run bomb here. That would be lovely. Lovely. Mayton. Mayton. We're going to get this before the end of the show. We're going to get this. I love it. He's an ex-Astro, so we don't care. So I should be pronouncing his name wrong. Mayton. Got it, I think. Ex-Astro, who cares? If I'm pronouncing his name wrong, that's probably a good thing at this point. Let's see here. What do we got? 2-0 count. Man, come on, Higgy. The thing is with the Rangers, we've talked about it, missing the pitches right down the pipe. If he gets a fastball here, we got to execute. Come on. Right down the middle, and you let it go. Sorry, y'all. Getting fired up. I just hate the takes And I hate takes. What else are you looking for on 2-0? You are looking for a pitch right down the pipe. Come on, baby. And now you're going to swing at the curveball on the outside corner, and you're going to get doubled up. What are we doing? What are we doing? You take the pitch right down the middle, and you swing instead at the pitch on the outer half. Curveball on the outer half. Makes 0 sense. You swing at a curveball on the outside corner. You take the fastball right down the pipe. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? This is why it frustrated me to no end when Donnie Ecker got fired and everybody was saying the approaches suck. It was clearly a player thing. The approaches still suck. What else are you looking for on a 2-0 count than a pitch literally right down Broadway? I don't know. I know sometimes that the bullpen pitchers, they can get cute. They try and throw you the off speed because you're looking for a fastball. Whatever. Track the fastball middle in, right down the middle. And if you don't get it, don't swing. Don't get it at all. Carter, we're trying to beat the Cards for you. It's not going great as Kyle Higashioka is going to, like I said, be the rally killer in this inning. Let's see Higgy's last 7. See if I can look up Higgy's last 7 here while we're waiting. I don't know if I'm going to be too happy, honestly. Looking at this, let's see. He actually is pretty good in the last 7. Last 15 is 209 with a 517 OPS. Last 7, he's actually been halfway decent. Josh Smith, baby. He's not going right now. I don't know if any of y'all are watching along with me, but what are you looking for there, buddy? He swung at a pitch behind him on 3-1. Obvious ball 4. And that's huge with Corey Seager coming up next. That's huge. If Josh Smith doesn't swing there, you're standing on first base with Corey Seager up to bat. Instead, we'll see what happens here. Maybe he can still find his way on, but it's a big mistake from Josh Smith there. You got to be better. With Corey Seager right behind you, you got to be better. We keep going. We've got 3-2, 2 outs. Matan right now going for it. Josh Smith is going to pop out. He wastes ball 4. And Josh Smith, look, the people that said Alejandro Osuna leadoff, I think that you're on to something. I think you're on to something. Josh Smith, that's a big-time mistake from him. Look, we've been railing on Dolly for how bad he chases. That was a terrible, terrible chase from Josh Smith. It happens, but Josh is not going well over his last couple weeks of baseball. Look, I know he had a hit, I think, last night. He was 1 for 2. Josh, over his last 7 games, is hitting 130 with a, 433 OPS. I mean, I do think if you're Boch, it's probably time to start considering giving Josh a little bit of a breather from the 1 spot. Like a little bit of a breather. Dude's hitting 130 in his last 7 games, and you look at the last 15 games, it doesn't really get any better. Last 15 games, he's hitting a $137 with a 353 OPS. A 353 OPS for Josh Smith over his last 7, actually over his last 15 games. That's our leadoff hitter. 353 OPS over his last 7. And I love Josh Smith. I think I say this every show, but people get it confused. Like, I'm reading his stat line and I'm mentioning that he's not playing well. I must be a hater. Like, dude, we're just speaking in truth here. In facts, in the stats, dude's got a 353 OPS over his last 2 weeks of baseball. You think we might be able to move him down and let him hit with a little less pressure? Look, I do think this is a point. Smith, the comment reads, Smith is pressing too much right now. Appreciate that comment, bud. I got to agree with you. I think Smith is pressing too much right now. Antonio, we will see if it's a waste of money or not. I'm willing to give it a little bit more time before I say that. Not a lot of time, but a little more time. Appreciate you guys. Pretty sure the leadoff spot is cursed. Yellum Sports, what's good, man? Yeah, we have not been able to find a consistently good leadoff hitter. I mean, we put guys there, and it just hasn't worked out. Josh Smith, when we put him there, I'm pretty sure Josh Smith was hitting over 300 when we moved him to the leadoff spot. Now Josh Smith is at 259. Dropped 40 points since we moved him to the leadoff spot. Yeah, the pickoff at first, Led Zimmer, what's good? The pickoff at first a couple games ago, yeah, that wasn't ideal either. That's the last thing you want to be doing is getting picked off when you're not hitting well. Herrera sends that one foul, but man, if he would have straightened that out, that could have gone a long way. Herrera, 333 average. This dude is yoked, man. Popping the chain. This dude looks like a hitter. He's kind of got the Corey Seager stance almost. Maybe minus the leg kick, but kind of holds that front leg all the way out there at the edge of the box and then brings it in. It's very Seager-esque, if you will, minus the leg kick. Zach, it is. It's a lot of pressure. And look, I love Josh Smith too. I'm not saying bench Josh Smith, although the numbers may warrant Josh Smith getting a day off or two. I mean, look, you got a 353 OPS over your last 15 games. A couple days off might do you some good. But we're not saying bench Josh Smith. The options are limited right now, right? I mean, you've got Adolis Garcia or Josh Smith, basically. Pick your poison with how they're going. I think I'd rather have Josh Smith. Houston's being destroyed, 14-3, Philip. Appreciate the update, man. That makes me feel a little better. Walcott, I don't think is going to get called up. Yeah, I mean, Brody, look, if you call up Walcott, you've got to play him. And that means you would almost have to permanently bench Marcus Semien or one of the outfielders. And I just don't see it happening, right? Like when Evan Carter comes back, it's going to be Evan Carter, Wyatt Langford, and probably Alejandro Osuna, maybe with Adolis Garcia mixing in. My guess, this is a hot take. I do wonder if Adolis is going to become a platoon player when Evan Carter comes back. Maybe it's not a hot take, but I just wonder if Evan Carter is going to start against righties and Adolis Garcia is going to start against lefties. I wonder if it does become kind of a platoon player situation. Maybe Dolly gets the DH role here and there. Maybe they AAA him. Maybe they send Evan Carter back up and they send Dolly back down. I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens. But look, Jackson, that has been my sentiment as well. I do think they would be better off trading Adolis Garcia. Nice pitch by Webb, by the way. Webb walked the first guy. He was walking Herrera. Now Arenado's up. Arenado is 0 for 2 with the sac fly. Arenado, that sac fly, by the way, led off the scoring, put the Cardinals up 1-0. Then the back-to-back doubles by Wynn and also by Contreras made it 2-0. Arenado's going to loft the ball to center field. Wyatt Langford camps under it, and there's one out in the top of the 9th inning. What value can you get for Adolis? That's a really good question. Y'all remember the Nate Lowe deal, right? Y'all remember we traded Nate Lowe for Robert Garcia? I'd love to see a move like that. If you can potentially get a good, solid relief pitcher for Adolis Garcia, who's MLB ready, maybe a guy that's not necessarily like super proven, but I think that would be great if you've got your eye on a guy that has maybe shown promise, but doesn't have a long-term MLB track record. I do think you could get a Robert Garcia type for Adolis Garcia, just like you did with Nate Lowe. I don't know. I do feel like that is reasonable. Do I think you're going to get like all these crazy prospects for Adolis? No. I do think you could absolutely do a Nate Lowe type deal. I think that would 100% work out. We keep going here. Hey, Sean, thank you for the Instagram follow. Appreciate it, man. Austin says this team is so uncomfortable at the plate. They need everything handed to them. Shoot, they're missing, by the way. Oh, Wyatt, that's a play I would love to see Wyatt dive for. And maybe that's a little inexperience right there, but that's a pop fly that even if Wyatt misses it, you've got a backup right behind you. That's, I think, a little bit on Wyatt Langford. I don't know if he makes that play, but you had Osuna backing up. Worst case, that ball bounces one time and Osuna picks it up. So I really, really wish Wyatt would have laid out for that one. I don't know if he makes the play, but I would have liked to have seen an all-out, just lay out and try and catch that one. It's a dying quail out there, and you got Osuna right behind you. Feel like that's a little bit of a mental error on Wyatt's part. Maybe he doesn't get to it, but first and second, one out, double play ball would be nice. Pajes takes a pitch right down the pipe for strike one. Yeah, Austin, back to your comment. What we were saying is we've missed some fastballs right down the middle. We've missed some hanging pitches right down the middle. I could make the argument that the Cardinals have handed us some pitches today, and the Rangers just have not been able to take advantage. Austin, I don't love Webb in this game either. You kind of want to keep it right at 2-0. Now, as we look at who the Rangers have up next, it's going to be, I believe, let's see, Seager, Langford, and Young. So it's possible that you could maybe get Langford on, Seager on, Langford homer, and you're tied. 0-2 count on Pajes right now. Sean, thanks for the follow on Instagram, bud. Appreciate you. By the way, thank you to everybody that's followed so far on the show. Appreciate all the comments. Thank you for the like. See a bunch of y'all have liked the show since we started. Appreciate that as well. Here comes pitch number 4. Little nubber, and that one is going to stay fair. And I think they got the out on the tag. So it's second and third now. 2 out. And you're going to have the Cardinals 9-hole hitter coming up. That is Scott the second. Scott is 0 for 3 on the day with a strikeout. And if anybody reaches, Nootbaar would be coming back up. I think you probably want to end it with Scott right here, if at all possible. Jacob Webb trying to keep this a 2-0 ball game. Got himself into a little bit of trouble with the walks, unfortunately. He's going to get strike one on a nice breaking pitch below the zone on Scott. Scott hitting 260 on the year with a 690 OPS. Pretty good for your 9-hole hitter, man. Pretty good for the 9-hole. I'll take that. That pitch is driven out into center field. Sorry, fly. So if you see me waving, you know why. Why it's going to camp under this one, though. And we have got the bottom of the 9th upcoming. Rangers got the heart of the order. They got the right guys up. Let's see if they can do something. Andrew, what's up, man? Yeah, we are trying to make this an interesting game. I know you don't want to see that, but appreciate you hanging out, brother. Texas 1975, so true. And look, with deGrom going tomorrow, I'm not going to lie to y'all. Clearly, I want to win this ball game, but it was always going to be hard to achieve a sweep. This game isn't out of reach, but you've got Jacob deGrom going tomorrow. Feels like the Cardinals threw their best 2 pitchers at us. Look, Andrew, you tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know who the Cards have going tomorrow, but it feels like we just faced the best 2 pitchers on staff. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I have not followed the Cardinals super great, but I did know Liberatore. Of course, I know Sonny Gray. So we'll see what happens. But tomorrow, anytime you got Jacob deGrom throwing, I've got to feel good about getting a win. And so everything's still out in front. Fetty going tomorrow, 3.90 ERA. That's not bad. I think we faced him last year when he was with the White Sox. But anytime you got Jacob deGrom on the bump, you feel pretty good. So if we don't get this one, I really do feel comfortable getting tomorrow's game. I think the Rangers have a very, very good shot to win the series tomorrow. So that is my glass half full mentality for the day. Cards have been one of the best teams in baseball. And that's another reason, that's another thing you kind of throw out there in games like this. Like the Cardinals, we're not going to roll over all 3 games. And especially with how we're playing at this moment in time, I'm happy with getting the win last night. And if it's 1-1 after today, I think you can feel pretty good with Jacob deGrom coming in tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I think you got to feel pretty good. Yeah, you definitely can take losing to the Cardinals a little bit better than you can take losing to the White Sox. Am I right? That was just embarrassing. That was just embarrassing. Corey Seager up right now. He is going to swing and wave at strike one. 89-mile-an-hour slider from Helsley. Look, a lot of talk about Ryan Helsley in the offseason. Cardinals are playing well enough. I don't know if they're going to end up trading anybody as long as they can keep this pace up. Corey Seager is going to wave at strike two, a fastball right, I would say, over the outer half of the plate. High, elevated outer half. 100 miles an hour from Helsley. 0-2 quickly for Corey. Sorry. Trying to get that pesky little fly that keeps bugging me. By the way, y'all know a little insider info here. First of all, a lot of y'all know I'm out in Vegas, and pretty much my studio, if you will, is just out in the garage. So, man, I got a little bit of everything going on right now. I got like the big time cooler fan in the background. Hope the background noise isn't too gnarly. Seager is going to miss an 89-mile-an-hour slider right down the middle. And right down the middle. That's a pitch Seager's got a tattoo. Like, that's classic Corey Seager bomb oppo. It's just classic. Too bad he missed that one. Helsley really left that one right over the heart of the plate. Can't imagine he was trying to throw that pitch. And Seager's going to whiff at strike three on a pitch that's well below the strike zone. Not a great at-bat from Corey there. Still trying to find his swing, I think. I know he had a single today. He's only been back for a few games, but that was not a great sequence there from Corey Seager. Missing the slider, hanging right over the plate, and then he was not even close on that swing for strike three. Bat wasn't even close. We keep going. Wyatt Langford up right now. Can we just get on here? Come on. Let's make it interesting. Let's get one base runner, please. Please. Inside 98, Wyatt's going to spit on it. 1-0 count quickly. Wyatt 0 for 3 on the day, average down to 236. I do think it's interesting that the Rangers decide to keep him in the 3-hole here. I really do prefer Corey Seager hitting 3-hole. Pitch, I thought he was going to call it a strike based on how he's called it all game long, but it's ball 2. It was clearly about 3 inches off plate, but feels like home plate umpire has been given that outside strike call. When I say outside, I mean outside. Helsley's in a hole here, 2-0, pitch 3, right down the middle in, and Langford's going to miss it. Guys, I don't know how many fastballs right down the middle the Rangers have missed today, but it's a big reason why they've scored 0 runs. I mean, that was middle in, a beautiful pitch for Wyatt to drive, and you foul it straight back. Just not ideal. Not a great game for execution for Rangers hitters. Pitch 2, low in front of the plate. That was a bouncer, man. He spiked that one, and now it's going to be 3-1. So Wyatt's got a chance here. Look for your pitch and drive it, right? I mean, we're not saying anything that's rocket science, but definitely want to only be swinging here if it is the pitch you want and the pitch you can handle. Otherwise, take the free bag. Right up the middle. Great play by Donovan. Outstanding play by Donovan. Telling you, I love that guy. One of my favorite players. Rangers are going to review. Looks like first baseman may have came off the bag, but what a freaking play by Brendan Donovan. Donovan, one of my probably, I would say, top 7, 8 favorite players to watch right now. I think they're going to give him the out there. I don't know why Bochy challenges it. I don't think it's really going to matter. I think Contreras had the tippy toes on the bag. So I think that one's going to be good. Yeah, tippy toes on the bag, man. Great play. Great play. Brendan Donovan, though, if the Cardinals do go in the tank, and I know we got a couple of Cardinals fans hanging out who clearly don't want to see that, but look, definitely think that Brendan Donovan would look great in Ranger red, white, and blue. Love Brendan Donovan. By the way, I was a little bit behind. Josh Young, 0-2 right now. So we're down to our last strike. I caught up. Rangers were 8-2. Now they're 28-30. What happened? The offense going into the freezer. That's what happened. Josh Young right now, only hope. Ryan Helsley, pitch number 13, lucky number 13 incoming. Right down the middle, and Young is going to foul it off. Surprise, surprise. Man, I wish MLB Film Room is awesome, but literally for my next reel, I just want to make a reel of all the pitches the Rangers are missing that are right down the middle. Like, I don't know if I can do that. I might try. It's going to take a little homework from me. I would like to make a reel and just talk about how many pitches right down the middle the Rangers have missed today. I feel like I could find at least 15 pitches the Rangers have either fouled off, taken, or swung and missed right down the pipe. Big Bill, I'm with you. Pay the man. I love everything about Brendan Donovan's game. The versatility, the fielding, the hitting. Like, what is there not to like? Dude seems to have a pretty good arm. Josh Young is going to get called out on a check swing here. Not going to maybe show the replay, but look, ugly game for Texas. They've got to stop doing this, man. They got to stop putting up 11 runs and then coming out with a freaking goose egg the next day. Gets real old, man. Real old. Not good. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. We'll get into the post-game show now. We've had to do the play-by-play. We'll get into the post-game show. We've talked about Patrick Corbin already, but I still want to go back and highlight him again. He extends the Rangers' streak of starting pitching, allowing only 3 earned runs or less to 21 straight games for Texas. 21 games in a row of Rangers starting pitchers allowing 3 earned runs or less. It's pretty wild. And the Rangers have, I believe, a losing record over the course of that streak. That's insane. You've got 21 straight games where a starter has allowed 3 earned runs or less, and you have a losing record over the course of those 21 games. Make it make sense. Like, make it make sense. A losing record. 10-11. Thank you, Philip. You're 10-11 during this 21-game streak by your starting pitchers. That is basically everything you need to know in a nutshell about where the Rangers are at with the offense right now. And look, I think most of us knew yesterday may have been a little bit of an anomaly. Liberatore maybe has an off day yesterday. I don't think any of us really expected the diehards. I'm talking to you that have watched this team every day. I can't say I expected the Rangers to come out and score anywhere close to 11 runs again. I think, Antonio, we're up to 8, if I'm not mistaken, unfortunately. Philip, I don't know if you know. I think we're up to 8 shutouts. I think this was number 8. I think 7 happened against the Blue Jays. I think we're on 8 now. I could be wrong on that. I'll try and double check it. Yeah, it's 8 shutouts now. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, 8. I think it is 8. But, Philip, yeah, if you can double check, that'd be awesome. 8 shutouts. Like, seriously, not good. Just not good. I think we had 5 or 6 last year in total. Gary, what's up, man? Thanks for hanging out. I think Gary makes a good point, and some of y'all made this point on TikTok already, and I kind of said the same. Like, if you're going to lose a game to the Cardinals, lose this one, right? Don't lose to Fetty tomorrow. Lose to Sonny Gray, the ace. I mean, Liberatore might be considered the ace with his play at this point, but if you're going to lose this game, and then you got deGrom Day tomorrow, and I think you have to feel great about deGrom. You have to feel really, really good about what deGrom is doing. And I think that the Rangers hopefully can scrape across a run against Fetty, a run or two. Like, I mean, it's not like a foregone conclusion. Let me put it to you that way. But I'd like to think that the Rangers are going to be able to at least score a couple tomorrow. And deGrom throws up zeros, maybe throws up 1. This starting pitching just deserves so much more, though, man. So much more. Patrick Corbin takes the L today. Patrick Corbin is 3-4 And Patrick Corbin has not allowed more than 3 runs in a start all season long, and he has a losing record. Patrick Corbin has not allowed more than 3 earned runs in a single start this season, and he has a losing record. Be kidding me. Yeah, Austin, that is the bright side. The bright side absolutely is we're playing one of the best teams or better teams in baseball right now. If you don't like best, let's go better. Playing one of the better teams in ball right now, and we're limiting them to 3 runs in 2 games. deGrom is the daddy, totally. I'm with you. Corbin and Malley have to be traded for hitters. This can't continue. I do think Corbin gets traded 100%. I could see John Gray getting traded as well. I don't know how good of a hitter you're really going to get. I actually see Corbin and Malley probably getting traded more for prospects. If you could find a way, to get a good hitter out of Malley or out of Corbin, I'd probably be all for it. And here's how I've explained it for anybody that really, really doesn't want to trade Tyler Malley. The Rangers are not going to go anywhere this year if the offense can't figure it out. They're not going to play in October. They're not going to the playoffs if the offense can't figure it out. If the offense does figure it out, your pitching is good enough that you could probably afford to lose Corbin and Malley, and you could still be very, very good with Evo, with deGrom, with Leiter, probably with Bradford and Rocker coming up as the number 4 and the number 5. I feel really, really good about the Rangers' chances with or without Malley if the bats can come alive. Like, if the bats can come alive, I don't think Malley becomes as big of a deal. And that's what I want people to understand. I just think that the Rangers can still overcome trading Tyler Malley. The offense, if they can find it, if the offense can even just be average, that's what's crazy. If this offense could just be average, this is a winning team and probably one of the better teams in baseball. I don't think anybody's saying that right now. This doesn't even have to be an elite offense with the kind of pitching that you're getting. You just got to score 4 or 5 runs a game. That's all you need to do. 4 or 5 runs a game. These bums do soil the bed sometimes, way too often when you got good starts. Ultra Modern, I'm with you. This was a soil the bed game for the Rangers offense, no doubt. Like, you came out last night, you scored 11. Yes, Sonny Gray's pretty good. He's not this good. Like, I'm sorry. Like, Sonny Gray is good, but Sonny Gray left a lot hanging today, right down the middle. I don't want to say a lot, but look, the Rangers had their opportunities to hit Sonny Gray hard, and they didn't. They didn't take advantage of it. Yeah, Dan the Man, that's what we're talking about. Like, how many pitches? And I would love to go back. I'm going to do it, y'all. That is what I'm going to make my reel about, that I'll probably post either late tonight or I'll post it tomorrow. I am going to look for every single pitch that the Rangers either took right down the middle, didn't even swing, totally whiffed on right down the middle, or fouled off right down the middle, or just missed. Like, you get a hanging pitch and you just missed and did absolutely nothing with it. Like, there were opportunities today. I think you might be onto something, Gary. Like, it's becoming kind of a mental thing. It does feel like it. 8 shutouts for the season, and 6 of those 8 in the month of May. Oh, can the calendar turn already to June, man? Basically, that's what you're saying. Berger was close, Hard Chuck. He was close. Berger's been one of the brighter spots, honestly. Wyatt Langford, by the way, let's have a tough conversation about Wyatt. Last 30 games, Wyatt Langford. Let's have a tough conversation. Hitting 184. That's your 3-hole hitter. Now, I don't know what you need to do with Wyatt Langford, but Wyatt is hitting 184 over his last 30 games. You want to go 15 games, he's hitting 196. You want to go last 7 games, Wyatt Langford, he's hitting 185. I think Wyatt Langford is a guy kind of like what we were talking about with Josh Smith. It's a guy you got to have a tough conversation about. Not benching necessarily, But does this guy still need to be top of the order right now? Yes, he's hitting home runs. He's got 2 home runs in his last 7 games. But there's a lot of yuck around those 2 home runs and 3 home runs in last 15 games. Bobby B, it's a good point. I will probably find better stats than this, though, with some of the other players on the team. I don't know how many guys, but look, 196, 184 in his last 30 games. Wyatt Langford looks like an OPS that's at 613 over his last 30. Hard Chuck, I'm with you. We've talked about Osuna leading off. I do think you got to think about getting Osuna up to the top of the lineup. I really do. That would be probably my next move. Looking at Wyatt Langford, looking at those numbers, yikes. We're going to go to the box score right now. Houston getting crushed by Tampa Bay. That's about the only thing that's making me feel a little bit better. And deGrom's throwing tomorrow. That makes me feel a little bit better as well. Josh Smith and Wyatt Langford have both been struggling, and they're up at the top of the order. It's just not a good recipe for success. A lot of offers today. Smith, Langford, Young, Haggerty, Higgy. Simeon 1 for 2 with the walk. Love to see it. 1 for 2 with the walk. Good for Simi. Berger was 1 for 3. Osuna 1 for 2 with the walk. Do you go? I mean, look, you're going to call me crazy, perhaps. Do you go Osuna, Simeon 1-2? Move Seager back to 3? I mean, I don't know. I kind of say ride the hot hand at this point. Maybe you go Osuna 1, Simeon 2, Seager 3. I just think it's a consistency issue, and it has been for a long time with this club. Haggerty out of the 1 spot. I don't know. I don't think that was the worst thing in the world, as evidenced by what we saw today. Look, Haggerty, I know that some of y'all are really high on Haggerty. I'm not super high on giving a 31-year-old reps over guys like Evan Carter, Osuna, Langford. I think Haggerty is probably playing some of his last meaningful games for Texas. So any of y'all that love Haggerty, I'm not hating on him. I'm just saying I think his days are probably pretty numbered being a starter for Texas. They're just going to have way too much outfield depth. Do I think Wyatt could have been brought up to the minors too fast? Maybe. It's possible. I mean, he looks like he belongs. The results just aren't coming. 235 average now. Again, we saw the stats under 200 over his last 30 games average-wise. Wyatt's just not in a good way right now. Gary, exactly. Like, again, Hags is not our future. Haggerty's not the future. He's 31 years old. We've already got a 32-year-old outfielder in Adolis Garcia, and then you've got Carter, Langford, and Osuna. I just do not really see a big-time path for Haggerty. Maybe, since they love platooning the lefties, maybe you're going to see Haggerty and Adolis kind of be the guys that come in against the lefty, and Carter and Osuna sit when there's a lefty. I could maybe see something like that. Hard Chuck, you might be right. Adolis might be gone. I kind of wonder, though, if Adolis goes into a kind of a platoon role, if you will. You know, Evan Carter, he starts against righties. Adolis starts against lefties, something like that. Or Osuna, he starts against righties. Adolis starts against lefties. I do wonder if Adolis is going to find himself in a little bit more of a platoon role at this point. Could the series off be a foreshadow for Garcia? 100%. 100% it could be a foreshadowing. You're going to get Evan Carter back as well. Adolis Garcia, he really, when you think about it, does not have a super great path to lots and lots of playing time when Evan Carter returns. I mean, I definitely think that he's still going to get opportunities. I mean, look, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're going to send him to AAA right when Evan Carter comes back up. It could happen. I don't know, though. We'll see. I'm going to be interested. I will say that. I'm going to be very, very interested. But I would probably start mixing up the top of the order a little bit. And I know some of y'all definitely don't love to see Bochy doing something different with the lineup every day. I think right now you got to get creative. You got to do whatever you need to do to get this offense moving. And I think right now with Josh Smith and Langford both hitting under 200 over a good sample size of games recently, I think you've got to consider a move. Send everyone to AAA. Yep. That is kind of the sentiment that I feel after these 2-0, 1-0, 3-0 ball games. Absolutely. We could get some really good prospects for next year if we sell some arms. Yeah. And I think that's the plan. I think we probably will sell some arms to get some good prospects, or at least some prospects with potential. I don't know if you're going to get like the cream of the crop, but I do think you could get some prospects with potential for some of the starting pitching that we have. Gary, it's well said. Baseball is a very weird sport to figure out. 235 is the league average. Yeah, I definitely feel like offense is down. That being said, I definitely think that you have got to consider guys that are slumping, guys that are falling off from what they've been doing and what they've been producing. So, yeah, I mean, I guess that makes us feel a little bit better. We've got a bunch of average to below average players. I don't know. I don't know if I'm trashing Wyatt. This is what I'm talking about. How is just reading off a stat line trashing a player? I don't get that at all. I don't get that at all. We can't read off flash lines anymore because it's going to hurt people's feelings. Come on now. We got to pick up our big boy pants. Like, you can't read a slash line anymore. Wyatt Langford's hitting under 200 his last 30 games. That's trashing a player? Or is that just stating the facts? Did I say bench him? Did I say send him to AAA? No and no. Did I read off facts and data that's available on the World Wide Web for everybody to see? Yes. So some of y'all got to get out of your feelings. We're reading off the stat line. It is what it is. If you don't like it, hope that the player hits better. I don't know what to tell you. Leads the team in home runs. That's great. So what? I don't know. He's not the reason why we're losing games. I think you got to kind of think about it for a second. I don't think anybody's saying Wyatt Langford is losing us games, but I think you got to be real about how Wyatt's been hitting. It's been a solo shot here, a solo shot there, and a lot of nothing in between. And that just is what it is, man. So I would say got to get out of your feelings a little bit about that. Just a little bit. It's just numbers that you can look up yourself on the MLB app, baby. Keep going. Harrison, I would disagree. I don't think that, you kind of twisting consistency a little bit. Players should be able to be consistent from different places in the lineup. I mean, it shouldn't have to be a player has to be hitting first. Otherwise, they suddenly become a totally different hitter. I mean, I think consistency is key, but that doesn't mean that you have to trot out the same lineup every single game. I don't know. We might have to agree to disagree there, my friend. Caden, I'm with you. I do think that the lineup and the leadoff spot has been a problem, and I don't know if Josh Smith is going to continue to hold it down, hitting like he's hitting. Maybe Boch will go ahead and keep him right there. I don't really know who you would put there beyond maybe Osuna. I mean, either that or you move Marcus Semien back there. Those seem like the only two options if you do want a new leadoff hitter. I like when Seager's batting third and not second. I do too, Gio. I did not love Seager hitting third today or second today. I like him hitting third. I like when he's got two guys in front of him, preferably that can get on base. And I mean, look, Josh Smith, Wyatt Langford have not been awesome at that of late, but I think that him hitting third, ideally with two guys that are good on base guys ahead of him, that is a recipe for success. We keep going. Walcott and Round Rock soon. I definitely could see Walcott getting a promotion. I don't think he's necessarily going to break in with the big league club this season. I guess we'll see what happens, barring like a major injury. But I do think that Walcott could be in AAA definitely before the end of the year. We keep going. Do I think Adolis comes back better? I would say probably, if I had to bet, it might improve a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be some dramatic turnaround. when Adolis comes back in the lineup. I just do not see that happening. Don't see it happening. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think Adolis, you might see a little bit of an uptick. I don't know if you're going to see a whole lot else, though. We keep going. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the comments. Let me see what I got here. Let me scroll back a little bit. Simeon getting hot would help. Like I said, maybe moving him up is going to be the answer eventually. Hard Chuck, I'm with you. Again, nobody is trashing Wyatt Langford. We are reading you what Wyatt Langford's stats are over his last 30 games. Can we separate criticism from fact? It's not a criticism to say Wyatt Langford's numbers out loud. I definitely hear what y'all are saying. I don't think that Wyatt needs to be benched or sent to AAA. So I think we can calm down a little bit. But Wyatt Langford's stats over his last 30 games are not good. Neither are Josh Smith's. Wyatt might be selling out for homers. I think, look, Hard Chuck, that might be what's going on. I think pressing and maybe trying to sell out for the big hit a little bit, that could absolutely be what's going on. Josh, yeah, this hat, one of my buddies got this. This was a giveaway. I forget what giveaway it was. It was a couple years ago. But one of my buddies got an extra one and sent it my way. But I love this hat as well. Good little trucker hat. That'll work. You figure the starting staff is going to fall off, but they've been so consistent. Like, I've said this all year. I don't know if the starting staff is always going to be elite, like as elite as they are right now. I don't think they're going to fall off a cliff, but I do think there is a chance that the starting pitching eventually loses this streak that they have, and maybe guys have a couple of rough outings in a row. It's going to happen. I think by and large, this staff is always going to be pretty good the entire season. But I do think that you make a good point. It's only going to last so long being this elite. And so I would love for the Rangers to take better advantage. I don't know if it's all going to line up perfectly, but you would love to see the offense take better advantage of this 21-game streak the Rangers are on, starting pitching, allowing 3 earned runs or less. It's incredible. Who's done worse, Adolis or Simeon? Right now, I don't want to be prisoner of the moment. I think Adolis, maybe if you looked at the stats, definitely a little bit of a better year than Simeon. Feels like Simeon has gotten a little bit more unlucky than Dolly. Like, Dolly has just been swinging at some bad pitches of late. Simeon feels like he's a little more in control up in the box. It's a tough question. Honestly, it's a tough question. And I don't want to be prisoner of the moment with Simeon's good last couple of games here against the Cardinals. But it's probably pretty close. Keep going. Big time Texan. I wish you weren't right. I wish you were not right. Let's see what else we got. What if we could send Malley and Carter to Baltimore for Holiday? I would probably take that. If they could do it, I would do that. I would trade Evan Carter and Malley to get Jackson Holiday. 1,000,000%. I think Evan Carter, the injury history, the platoon situation, clearly they don't think he can hit lefties. So if they want to do that deal, I think you say yes 100%. I don't think the Orioles would probably do that deal, though, Andrew. You're probably going to have to give up Carter, Malley, and another prospect, maybe Rosario. I think you've got to probably throw in another potentially top 5 prospect there in order to make that happen. 28 relics, yep. Shekel and Hyde line up for sure, man. You said it well. Hank, I think Simeon is definitely on the back 9. I think that's the best I'll give. Simeon, he's on the back 9. I don't know if he's completely washed, but he's on the back 9 for sure. What about the rest of the Rangers roster? Sean, what do you want to know? Who do I think is going to be traded? Who do I think needs to go? What do you want to know, buddy? Give me a little more and I'll help you out. O's would definitely want more. Hard Chuck, I'm with you. like I said, if you could get Jackson Holiday for Mally and Evan Carter, you do that deal in a hot second. But I would say the Orioles are probably going to want another, at least I would say top 7, top 8 prospect. You'd probably have to give up like Osuna, Carter, and Mally to get about like that. At least the trash throws lost. I agree with you. Maybe. Hard Chuck, I think that Chris Young is going to have to get splashy, man. Like, he is going to have to do something more than just like, you know, a little savvy under the radar deal. I do think something splashy is going to have to happen for this team to snap out of it. We probably do need more than Holiday to contend, though. I would say I would agree with that. I think you're going to need somebody to snap out of it on the team right now, right? Somebody to snap out of it. Then you bring in a Holiday type, and then maybe Osuna becomes like a 20-homer, 85 RBI guy, something like that, hitting for average. You're definitely going to need, I think, a little bit of everything. O's are doing really bad this year. They are probably at this rate going to miss the playoffs. We'll see. Season is young, but Orioles are in a pretty bad spot right now. Pretty bad spot. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Simeon might be on the upswing. I am definitely going to be positive in that direction. And Marcus Semien is a second half guy. Granted, it's not quite the second half yet, but we know Marcus Semien, a little bit of a slower starter. We will see how he continues to go over the next several days and games and weeks. But I like what I'm seeing from Marcus right now. And in this series, he is 5 for 6 with, I think, a walk. He's been on base like 6 out of 7 times over these last 2 games. It's awesome. Wonder if they're going to give up Gunnar to rebuild or not. That's a good question. I don't know what their plan is. I'm going to be really curious to see what the Orioles do with the state of their team right now. Keep going. Yeah, that would be interesting. Although we have Malcolm Moore. That's the only thing, right? We have Malcolm Moore. So do we really need a catcher? Malcolm Moore is on MLB.com, on their rankings at least, and I know there's a lot of different rankings out there. Malcolm Moore is our number 3 prospect, and he's a catcher, according to MLB.com. And I would say he's got to be in your top 5 if you don't think he's number 3. So I don't know if we really need a catcher. I mean, maybe a more immediate catcher, but I think Malcolm Moore is supposed to be the guy of the future. And when you consider Jonah Heim has a year and a half left, I don't know if Malcolm Moore is going to be ready in a year and a half, but I think in an ideal world, you hand over the keys to Malcolm Moore after Jonah Heim is done with the club. That would be outstanding. And if you can't do that, I think you have Higgy for 1 more year. So look, maybe after Higgy's contract is up, you hand it over to him at that point. So I think Malcolm Moore, if you can get him ready in 2.5 years, that's great. But I don't know if the Rangers are going to be making a move for a catcher, considering who they have coming up the pipeline. Why is Heim not seeing more time? Well, that's a good question, because Kyle Higashioka, although over his last 7 games, it's been pretty solid. I think he has a 294 average over his last 7. OPS is about 660-ish. Look, over his last 15 games, it hasn't been great. But Jonah Heim, I don't know what his numbers are. I'm going to try and look it up real quick for you guys. I don't think Jonah's been swinging an awesome bat, but numbers never lie. No, he hasn't been. Jonah Heim's hitting 105 in his last 7 games, and over his last 15 games, he's hitting 178. So I think 28 relics. I think we got our answer. Looking up the stats. 178 over his last 15 games. That's why Jonah Heim's not seeing a little more playing time. Gio, that's what I'm saying. We got to get out of the month of May. So May is great. I'm ready for June. May has not been kind to the Texas Rangers. Jackson, I want to see a trade too, but usually trades don't start happening until mid to late June and July. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of trades going on mean, I know that Arias got traded from the Marlins in May last year, but I think most trades, historically speaking, happen mid to late June and then into July as well. Yeah, Hartchuck, you got a point, but I still don't think you're going to get a really good trade at this point. Like, think about it, right? If CY is calling up teams right now trying to get a hitter when historically trades are not happening this early, it just screams desperate. And when GMs on other teams know that you're desperate, they just take you to the cleaners, man. So you don't want to see us get taken to the cleaners, CY making some desperate move right now. So I actually think what has to happen is we just have to stay afloat. We have to stay afloat right now. And I don't think help is on the way until later on in the month of June. I mean, if Evan Carter comes back and can be like some kind of offensive savior for us, that would be extremely ideal, but that might be asking too much. Thoughts on Teodo and another prospect or decent big leaguer going for a gas throwing closer? Andrew, I just don't think, Teodo has been worked out to be a starter. I know he closed games in spring training, but Teodo has mostly been a starter in the minor leagues. I think Teodo and Walcott are the two untouchables. I really do think that those guys are untouchable. I don't think that they are going to be trading Teodo or Walcott, if I had to guess right now. Here are, by the way, if you're interested in the Texas Rangers top prospects, we'll go through the list real quick because I know some of y'all are up on this and some of you aren't. But here are the Rangers' top prospects according to MLB.com. Walcott, Rocker, and Moore are the top three. Santos, Teodo, Rosario, Osuna, Yolfran Castillo, Dylan Dreiling, and then Paulino Santana. That's the top 10. Corniel is 11, and he's at AA right now. So I think, honestly, Teodo and also Walcott, probably the untouchables at this point. Maybe you throw in Santos. I think Rosario and I think maybe some of the other guys at the bottom of that top 10 could be tradable. But I think they're going to try and hold on to Walcott, probably Malcolm Moore as well, and then Teodo. I think everybody else could be on the market. Again, Rosario, Santos, I think, could be a guy that is maybe a potential trade chip. I know that Santos is ranked over Teodo right now, but I think that Teodo is probably going to be the untouchable of the two. Maybe I'm wrong. We get Jock back in June. If we add another bat, we'd be close. I like the attitude. If we're sellers at the deadline, who would we want to get? If you're selling at the deadline, you want to get prospects mainly or very controllable bats to reload for the next season. So look, there's definitely some options. Robert would probably still be controllable, even though Robert's not having a great season. I don't know. We'll see. Still in the vein of closers, we had Chapman 23, Yates Robertson 24. Where do we go on closers? I think it's probably going to be a less known name, but a guy that's been throwing well. I don't have guys to throw out to you right now, but I absolutely do think it's probably not going to be a high, big name. I think it's probably going to be a relatively more unknown guy that's been having a really solid season that we end up picking up. That would be my guess. Keep on going. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Jim, yes, after today, I can't disagree with you. I can't disagree with you after today, man. I really can't. Thank you for all the support, though. Appreciate everybody that has been chilling this entire time. Tough day to be a Rangers fan. At least the Astros lost, am I right? But I want to say a special thank you to everybody that is a paid subscriber on TikTok or a paid member on YouTube. Really, really appreciate you guys and the support. And look, if you're on the show today, commenting, liking, sharing it, if you followed the show for the first time today, that support is awesome as well. What I've done is I've opened up a membership on both TikTok and on YouTube for $2.99. And here's what you get. For $2.99 a month, you will get access to our exclusive Right on Rangers Discord channel, and you will also get priority replies in both the live and on the videos that I post. Again, maybe you've been watching the show for a while and you love what we're doing here. You love the content we're producing, and you would like to throw out your support in a very small way. Here's a way you can do it. So you hit that subscribe button in the, I would say, what is it, bottom left corner, right next to the chat, or bottom right corner. If I got my directions, turn around again. $2.99 a month. Access to our exclusive Right on Rangers Discord, which has been a blast so far. And as the show gets bigger, priority comments in both the lives and also priority replies on any of the videos that we post. If you are on TikTok, let me go ahead and drop the link for you. We will do that for also people on X as well. Tap that link, copy and paste it into a browser of your choice. Again, think about it. If it's not for you, what you're doing right now is absolutely fine, and I appreciate you. Please don't think we're taking any support for granted. But again, for anybody that wants to give back, support the show, take that support to the next level, hit that subscribe button for TikTok, paste that link into another browser if you're on YouTube. Appreciate you considering it. And now let's get back to baseball. Realistically, if someone called for Walcott and gave us an elite bat, what do we do? I think you probably at that point need to be getting almost an all-star type player who maybe has a year and a half of control left. If somebody wants Walcott, it can't be a rental. It's got to be somebody with years of control. So you say no if it's for a rental. You think about it if it's for somebody that has a lot of years of control and is an all-star type player. I don't think you would trade Walcott for Holiday. I don't think that would be any kind of straight-up deal either team would really be looking to make. I think Walcott's probably untouchable, as is Teodo. That's my best guess on the prospect situation. Smith, I don't think is going to be moved. Hartchuck, I think he's too valuable with just his versatile nature, being able to play so many positions. I really think Smith probably sticks around. Plus, he's controllable through 2029. I mean, you're talking about trading a guy that has a lot of years of control left. If Smith only had like a year and a half left, I might be with you. I'm pretty sure we have Josh Smith until 2029 under control. I think Josh Smith he's not even in R1 yet. So he's still making like league minimum. You'd almost be a little foolish to trade him unless you are getting a big time bat that you have maybe 2 or 3 years of control of. I don't think you trade Josh Smith. Harris, what's good, man? Harris says, we ain't scoring 10 plus again for another 2 months. You're probably right, my friend. It's probably going to be a while. Oh, shoot. Let's go through the game for tomorrow, guys. We got to flush this one, as I like to say. Flush it, and let's move on. So tomorrow, we got deGrom versus Fetty. Fetty pitched for the White Sox last year. I think the Rangers faced him, so we should have some numbers against Fetty. Let's see what we got. So Texas against Fetty. Barnhart, 0 for 6. Garcia, 0 for 3. Haggerty, 0 for 2. Heim, 0 for 2. Langford, 0 for 3. A lot of 0-fers. I ain't liking what I'm seeing. 0 for 3 for Corey Seager. Marcus Semien is the only Ranger except, Barnhart has 2 hits. Barnhart and Semien are the only Rangers with hits off of Eric Fetty. And Fetty gave up a home run to Marcus Semien, 1 for 7 against Semien lifetime. Yikes. Not good. So tomorrow, don't be surprised if you got a pitcher's duel. deGrom versus the Cardinals. Arenado has 2 hits in 20 at-bats, 100 average against deGrom. So not a very good track record for Nolan Arenado against deGrom. And then Wilson Contreras, 0 for 7. So look, each team, not very good numbers against the opposing pitcher. Probably a really low-scoring game for tomorrow, if I had to guess. The Rangers are a combined, let me see here, fast math, 3 for like 30 against Fetty. And the Cardinals are a combined 2 for 27 against deGrom. Granted, the Cardinals only have 2 hitters that have ever faced deGrom. Who are sellers besides the A's so far? That's a good question. Let me go to the standings and maybe we can kind of figure this out. And this will be probably the last thing we do before we end the show. Let's take a look around the AL West as well real quick. Let me do that, and then I'll go to the standings. So right now, the Astros, they lost 16-3 at home against the Rays. Rays are coming to Arlington next, by the way. So I don't want to see the Rays get too hot, but beat Houston as many times as you want. Angels lost today 7-5. And the A's lost 8-7. The Mariners are warming up right now, about to play the Twins. So it would have been a great day for a Rangers win with pretty much everybody in the AL West losing at this point. Here are the standings, though. So we're wondering, who are the clear sellers? The A's, they've lost 5 in a row, and they are now 23-36. They're only 8.5 games out of a playoff spot, but I've got to think they may potentially try and sell some players. The Orioles are 14.5 games out of the AL East and 9.5 games out of a wild card spot. I think they're probably going to be sellers, no doubt. The White Sox will be selling. The Marlins, I'm sure, will be selling. They really want to try and sell Sandy Alcantara, but he has not been pitching well. I think he's got an ERA over 8, but the Rangers don't need Sandy. The Pittsburgh Pirates, I think they'll be sellers. Reds are fringe, but they're only 4.5 games out of a playoff spot. The Rockies will definitely be selling. Everybody else, the Nationals, the Braves, the Diamondbacks, all those teams are within like 5.5 games of a playoff spot. I just don't see them being sellers. But those are the clear sellers, I would say, Hard Chuck. So just to recap, A's, Orioles, White Sox, Marlins, Pirates, Rockies. Those are the teams I think going to be clear sellers at the deadline, barring like some kind of miracle. The Rockies do have some bats. I think my boy Pat was on the live a few days ago. I don't think he's in here today. But who are we talking about on the Rockies? One of their outfielders, right? I don't know what it would take to get him. Oh, we were talking about Beck. His average has dipped a little bit. He's down to 257. OPS still at 810. Very, very solid. Beck could be a guy that gets targeted. I wonder if they'll maybe take some calls on Ryan McMahon. He's not having a good year, but you wonder if they'll try and offload Ryan McMahon. Doyle, he is not having a good year either. Goodson is having a decent, or Goodman, their catcher. Goodman is 750 OPS, so pretty average. Look, none of those players really excite me a ton. I think Beck is a guy that you would probably be interested and excited about. Everybody else, I know Doyle's got the gold glove out there, but he's got a 626 OPS. I'm not in love with really bringing on board anybody that's coming in barely over the Mendoza line. That's just me. Doyle would be solid, but I just think we have too much outfield depth. I mean, I just don't know. Unless you're trading away outfielders, I don't know if you want to take on any more outfielders. What they really need is a DH. Rangers really need a guy that can just hold down the DH spot all year long. We really are missing that right now. That's what I'd like to see. That's why I love Ozuna from the Braves. If the Braves cannot make the playoffs, or if they catch a little losing streak, that would be outstanding. Outstanding. By the way, can y'all humor me on TikTok real quick? Do you guys hear my my fan in the background noise? I'm just going to be quiet for a sec. Tell me if you hear my fan going in the background. Okay. So I am going to try. I just got a wireless mic. I might have to try my wireless mic. Is it annoying or is it not that big of a deal? Y'all tell me. You can be honest. Like I said, I'm out in my garage. Remember, I'm in Vegas, so I'm like trying not to die. Okay. All right. Can't hear it when I'm talking. That's perfect. Okay. That's what I wanted to hear. If it was like crazy annoying, I definitely would want to fix it. I might try my wireless mic with my phone. just plug it in, and maybe that'll cancel out the noise a little bit better. But appreciate y'all giving me some feedback there. Trying not to fry out here. Okay, good. Kiko, awesome. Thank you. It's getting like over 100 degrees in Vegas, and my garage gets like a little bit of solid ventilation from the inside and from the outside, but I might have to move this indoors eventually. I'll probably hang out here until I can't take it anymore, though. Let's see here. Catcher from the Braves, lots of control. Let me look at some of these guys. Why not? We'll go a little bit longer today. I think everybody in my house is taking that Saturday afternoon, that glorious Saturday afternoon nap. So I got some time to kill here. Let's look at the Braves and see what they're doing. JD Martinez, I don't think that JD is going to be a guy that gets picked up this year. I think it would have to get pretty desperate for JD. I mean, I know he's there, but still. The Braves right now, Baldwin, 328 with an 868 OPS. Man, he's killing it. 868 OPS. I think he could be an option. I still think Ozuna is going to be the big target. Ozuna 280 with an 883 OPS. Ozuna was 2 for 4 today. And he's a guy, I think he would be a rental, but you wouldn't necessarily have to give up a ton of prospects for because he's a rental. Josh, I don't know if I'm on Garv Sauce coming back. I do love Mitch Garver. I just don't know. That is true, Hard Chuck. With Jock, it's going to be a tough fit. That is a good point. I maybe didn't consider that good enough. I think at this point, I'm just trying to get anybody into this lineup, right? Harris, you might have a point there, bringing up Walcott to Round Rock. I think that will happen. Maybe we see Walcott later this year. I still think it's probably trending more towards 2026, but we will see. You could move a catcher. The Rangers, I think they got to stop carrying 3 catchers, man. I don't really understand carrying 3 catchers at this point. I know that you've needed Higgy and Heim kind of to do DH here and there, but I really hope the Rangers stop with the 3 catchers. It's not my favorite thing carrying 3 catchers on the big league club. I mean, Barnhart, I know he's had a couple of nice games, but Osuna applying some good pressure. I love it. Osuna needs to be playing nearly every day. Like, if you want to do the platoon thing against lefties, I don't agree with it, but otherwise he should be playing every day. I really think Osuna should not be getting sent back down. He's one of our best hitters right now. Of all of the hitters that we have, I believe he's top 3 in approaches, confidence up at the plate, and production. Osuna is on base like every single game. I just don't see how you can send Osuna down right now. Please don't send him down. Please. But, we'll see what happens. I do really, really want to see, and I'm super curious to hear, would love to be a fly on the wall in those offices, the front office, man, talking about what to do when Evan Carter comes back. That's going to be a tough call because you got to get rid of one of the outfielders. And what do you do? I mean, right now, if it was me, I would probably at this point start platooning Adolis and have him hit against lefties. And you probably have to send down, I don't know. It's probably going to end up being Haggerty getting the short end. If Haggerty stays, you almost have to send Adolis down to AAA, man. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see what they do when Evan Carter comes back from rehab assignment. Evan Carter was 0 for 3 with a strikeout last night, by the way, in his first game of his rehab assignment. Let me see what's going on today. If Round Rock's even playing yet. No, Round Rock doesn't play till 7:15 tonight. So can't report on anything Round Rock at this point. Adolis for Rooker. Andrew, I wish, man. I don't think they're going to go for that either. If you want Rooker from the A's, you've got to throw in some pretty nice prospects. I don't think they're going to go for Adolis for Rooker. I like Rooker. Don't get me wrong. We have already seen the best from Adolis. I don't think that the A's are going to give away Brent Rooker unless you're giving away top 5 prospects. I think Brent Rooker, with the years of control he's got left, yeah, it's going to be top prospects. Same thing if you want Mason Miller. You're going to be giving up top 5 prospects to get him. Haley, go Rangers. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. What did I miss down here? What's going on in Vegas? Any big event? No. Nothing huge going on right now. There was like some big Bitcoin conference. Beyond that, I don't know. All right, y'all. Hour and 30. We're going to call it a day. We'll be back tomorrow hanging out and hopefully talking about a Rangers win. We'll probably go live during the game. Tomorrow's game, by the way, should be a day game, huh? Maybe a 11:30 start, right? That's usually what Sundays are when it's home. Tomorrow's a 12:05 start. Okay, 12:05 tomorrow. Thank you. So deGrom, Fetty, Cardinals, Rangers, rubber match. See who wins the series. I like our chances with Jacob deGrom. Jacob, thank you for sharing the live. Appreciate it, brother. And thank you, by the way, again, for everybody that supported the channel today by watching. Thank you to all of my paid subscribers. Thank you to all my paid members on YouTube. Again, if you want to support the show, take that next step. Give us a little extra support. Throw that our way. Hit the subscribe button right next to the chat box. Appreciate that. Andrew, thank you for the gift. Again, $2.99 is that subscription. Right after the show, we'll get you access to our exclusive Discord chat if you become a subscriber today. Again, subscribe button right next to the chat. If you are on YouTube, I'll drop the link one more time for all y'all. And again, that'll get you access to our exclusive Ride on Rangers Discord. And then also priority replies in both the lives and in the videos that we post. Thank you for considering it. By the way, thank you so much to everybody that supported today. If you've liked the show, if you've shared it, if you followed, if you've just been watching the entire time, it all means a ton. And I'm definitely not taking it for granted. In fact, you guys are a huge reason we've been getting as big as we have. Andrew, thank you for subscribing, brother. I really appreciate that. Andrew, DM me after the show and I'll get you the Discord, man. It means a lot to me. Super, super grateful. Thank you so much. I'll definitely get you that Discord info. You're going to love the community that we're building, man. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Thank you for your generosity. Appreciate you, brother. All right, y'all. Thank you. And as I always say to end every show, God bless. Go Rangers.